to be inputs coming in from you all as well. So students, and I would rather say friends, I would be very, very happy if you all interact and enlighten me from your point of view as far as this session is concerned. All right. In introduction, as ma'am has said that to a little bit of intro, I'll tell you, I've been a journalist. I've done my master's in political science from Goa University. After doing that, I thought, okay, what was the purpose of doing master's in political science? The purpose was to understand the Indian and international politics and at the same time, the public administration. Having said so, next thing I decided to do was I'll do my diploma in journalism and mass communication. Again, what was the purpose behind that? The purpose behind that was I wanted to get into journalism. I wanted to be a journalist. And unlike today, during those days in 98, 99, we didn't have much of choices. Either you go to print media or you go to the audiovisual media. And in audiovisual media, there were just two options, All India Radio and Doordarshan, whereas print media had lots of newspapers and magazines. So I opted for a print media. And I moved my base to Mumbai, and therein I started my journey in journalism, where I did from the level of as a trainee journalist, as a trainee sub-editor, chief sub-editor, deputy news editor, and news editor. It took me around about 16 to 17 years when I was going up this ladder. And then suddenly it struck me like, yes, how about doing something which I will be again able to pass it on to the others? Because we had gone through a transformation phase, the phase where the online boom had come in. Today, what we are seeing is like we all are into it. But that time, for us, it was new. It was circumstances that gave us the choice. Either you change yourself or you just perish. So we had no other options but to learn, and we learned the technology, we moved ahead. So I said, let's get back to academics. Whatever I have gained, the knowledge in the last 15 to 17 years, it was time I said, okay, chalo, let's pass it on to the students of BMM who wants to pursue journalism. So I got into academics and I started teaching. So these three phases of life, and then the fourth one, as Avila ma'am has just said, that entrepreneur, like he's an emerging entrepreneur or something. I'm not a businessman as per se. I'm not even looking in that concept. But yes, what happened was when I moved back to Goa, when I did move back to Goa, I had a choice. The choice was to pick up any of these three professions I was into before or do something new. And then I said, no, I will do something new. And I just started with a small unit and I named it Soy Easy. It's a pun on a word, so easy. We often say, okay, let's make each other's life easy. It's so easy to do this. On So Easy, I had a pun, which I used soy. Can anybody from you all tell me what soy means in Goa?
So the coconut, this thing. Coconut flesh chopped into small things.
Hello? I hope, can you hear me?
Yes, are you audible?
Yes. Pratik, is Pratik there? Can Pratik tell me what exactly soy means? Or Ved, if you want to answer this question.
The
What's
soy, basically soy, we call a coconut, this thing is chopped into small.
Yes, absolutely right. Thank you so much, Ved, for helping me proceed ahead. If Soy Easy, my firm is Soy Easy, which means the name, the title suggests it's something to do with the grated coconut. Now, what we do over at our end is we provide freshly grounded masalas, that is the Goan fish curry and the green masala, and reach it out to the people and just supply them, because that saves the time and effort of the individual in actually going into the process of grinding the masalas, and they get it ready made. And then you can, whoever takes it or whoever purchases it is free to experiment with it according to their own taste and preferences. This is what my own business is all about, which I have just recently started. Now, coming on to what I was telling you all before, the journey from being a journalist to being an academician to being a life coach. I'm a certified life coach and a motivational speaker also. But all said and done, then where does this soy come into the picture suddenly? What happened suddenly? Like journalism and grating coconut, where does that have a link? That again brings us to what I had said in the beginning: choices and circumstances. Circumstances and choices are very important when it comes to any kind of business module. And if you know, and if I have said this, I when I said I did my master's in political science, I told you all my purpose. When I did my journalism, I told you what purpose it was meant for. So I want you all to now, one by one, at least two, three of you all, if I can name you all and if you all can come forward, what is the purpose of joining, being a part of an engineering college or pursuing engineering? Can Sanika answer this question? Sanika, what's the purpose of you being in engineering college? Pranav, are you there? Friends, I want you all to be
Yes, sir.
interactive. Is this Pranav?
Yes, sir.
Pranav, hi. My question is simple. What is the purpose of you being a part of engineering college?
Sir, to learn problem solving skills and other skills which are important for the.
Okay, that's wonderful. So you know, okay, fine. This is your purpose of being in this college. Dhruv, is Dhruv there? Dhruv, are you there? Can you listen? Are you listening to me? Anybody? Okay, we are 26 and just two or three people interacting doesn't make. See, you all are, if you are here in this e-cell, that means you all are looking forward to have being a role, playing a role of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has to be interactive, friends. Unless you break this nutshell that you cannot interact, it's not going to help you. You got to be interactive, please. Anybody, I'm keeping the floor open. Anybody who wants to join in and say a few words, like what is the purpose of being in engineering college according to you? What is your purpose? Please share it with me.
Hi. To learn from our
Hi.
peers and to learn knowledge, go in the field, and the most significant thing we draw from our colleges
Okay.
are the knowledge that we gain from our peers, and that is the most significant thing to me, to interact with people and know their life stories, know the
Wonderful.
problems in their lives. So it's all about it.
Wonderful, Mama. Thank you so much. Yes. Anybody else? I'm sure everybody has a perspective, everybody has an approach to why you all are there. So I want one or two more students to come forward. Come on. Unless I and then I'll start naming. Then if I can name, then Kapil is there. Can Kapil tell me, or anybody who wants to come forward? Okay. Royden, yes,
So,
please. Yes,
hi,
yes.
my name
Hi.
is Varun. Uh, I've always had an inclination towards, mechanical, electrical, electronics. So, like, it's been a childhood thing for me because even my dad is also an electrical and
Wow.
electronics engineer. So, I think that's really the reason why I'm in this field.
Wonderful. That is somewhere you have seen somebody from your family pursue that and you wanted to take it ahead. And that's how you are into this. Wonderful, Royden. Thank you very much. Yes, somebody else who wants to share something. Because right now, keep in mind, friends, we are talking about purpose. Purpose becomes one of the primary goal of anything that you do in life. It's not only about business, it's not only about setting up your venture, it's all about your aim in life should be driven by a purpose. There has to be a purpose for it. Today, we are 29 of us here right now, what I can see as far as the figures are showing, but we 29 of us are here for a particular purpose, and that purpose is to understand each other, interact, and exchange. So, definitely, there has to be a purpose in anything and everything you do. Having said this, as I told you, today, if I'm here into grading coconuts and providing masalas, there is a purpose. And that purpose is actually driven by the circumstances. 22 years in Mumbai, you come back to your roots. 4 years down the line, you try to think what different can you do than what you have been doing in the past. Circumstances is because your field area has changed from Mumbai to Goa, and that's what have moved me towards in that direction. Now, in your case, I would like to ask you, can you all give me an example where circumstances have changed the choice of lifestyle or change of the way we interact or the way we function in our day-to-day lives? Can you remember any one instance which has actually changed the dynamics of existence for you and me, other than COVID? If somebody is thinking about the pandemic, other than that, or maybe little before that. Light, okay. That's you went very, very ahead. I'm just talking about this, say, in the last 5, 6, or 7 years.
So in past 5 or 6 years, the people were using more transaction via cash, but now most of the people they are shifting to electronic transaction like GPay and card swipe and many other things.
Brilliant. That's a bullseye, Ved, because exactly that's what I was trying to. But can you tell me, can we just go back and say where it must have started these things? What could be the trigger point?
Demonetization. Sorry,
Brilliant, brilliant. Yes.
demonetization.
Yes, yes, brilliant, Ved, brilliant. Demonetization completely changed the way we looked at, going across and purchasing any commodity. So much so that even a cobbler started keeping Paytm. Like you, for 5 rupees, 10 rupees, a vegetable vendor started doing it, and it just spread on. So demonetization was a trigger point to today what we're using GPay and other kind of transactional kind of e-transactions or whatever you call it, whatever you prefer to name it. So this is one strong example of circumstances changing our mindset. Now, when these things happen, there is always a part of us which undergoes a change, and change is inevitable. What you and me were 5 years back are not the same today. In this 5 years, we have observed, we have seen things go haywire, we have seen things coming on track and progressing ahead. We have seen lots of things undergoing a change, a transformation for good and bad both. And when this happens, it also has a kind of an impact on our mindset. And that mindset is also an entrepreneur's mindset, what he or she is going to visualize or look in future. Can anybody share with me, or I would be happy if everybody shares with me their idea of a business concept or anything, if anybody has any idea in what he or she wants to pursue after 3 years or 4 years, what the person wants to do as far as business is concerned. If you could share with me, we could take this conversation ahead from there. Come on, now I want some new people to come forward and speak. See, this is very informal. This is not like I'm not here to preach and teach. I'm just going to, because I'm learning from you all as well, because this is the time where we have to interact to see and create a path for both of us. So come on. I would really appreciate if more people come forward and share their concepts or thoughts.
Hi. Excuse me.
Yes, Mohammed. Yes, tell me.
So, actually, growing up in India, I've seen that medical sector of India is not that good, and
Mhm.
people suffer a lot. You know, um, mainly because of government hospitals and the services they provide. So, in order to change this, I propose an app wherein you can get the online doctor support, and you can get the tests done by all recommended facilities, and you can there'll be an AI present in that, so
Mhm.
that will scan the QR of that, and uh, will get your report scanned. So and that will be passed to your doctor. And the main objective is not to earn from the doctor facilities. The main objective will be the capital to run the app will come actually from the medicines that we sell online. So there will be another sector of that app which will sell medicines, and that will be the profit making part of the app. So other than that, the people will get free services and
Okay.
uh, discounts on these scans and all, reports, the tests
Wow.
and all.
Okay. If I may ask you, Mohammed, like if you have to define the purpose behind your app, you have told me three different sections where it is going to create an impact or make a difference. Out of the three, if you have to choose one purpose behind this app, what that purpose would be?
Actually, sir, the main purpose is to serve the people, and the part wherein you sell the medicines online is mainly there to generate the working capital for the app, and
Wonderful.
so
So
that's what.
what I derive from your thought process is that the service to the mankind or service by and large to the people is the main purpose behind the app, which is
Yes, sir.
then rooted to there are a couple of elements which is like the time saving where your precious time is saved, the lives are saved, and most importantly the utility value of that app is basically for the larger interest of the society. Have I got this correct?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Wishing you all the very best to this. Let this thought come into a reality and we all benefit from this. Thank you very much for sharing your thought. Yes, somebody else now.
So,
Aaron is,
excuse me.
yeah. Yes, Mohammed,
So
tell me.
I was actually hoping to get some negative points, coming out of. I was really looking forward to that. So, is there any thing that I need to consider before pursuing this? I really need to look at the things where I'm lagging right now. So that would help me a
Uh,
lot.
you know what you have done, Mohammed, just now is that you have put me in a really in a fix because if you understand, I am a motivational speaker, I am a life coach. I rather not look at the negativities, but I would look at the positivities in a larger way. So
Hmm.
by asking this question, you have put me in a fix, but I will still try to sail through. I hope do that. What happens is when you are app based, the only negative thing that we always, and it may be in anything, even in that now we have all gone into a kind of online mode for exams or for practicals for anything. What happens is when you talk of technology, you
Yes,
also you also think of connectivity. Am I right?
yes, sir.
If today you're talking about the health sector and the poor reach of an health sector, the largest quantum of population is in the rural areas which actually need good healthcare and medical facilities.
Yes,
So when you talk of apps, when you talk of any kind of gadgets or any kind of devices which is going to make an health sector grow and improve, in that scenario, you should also focus on the connectivity aspect of it. Throughout your interaction, if you can also then elaborate later on how the connectivity factor can also be taken care of, how you are going to get these app reach out to the to the rural the remote areas also. If it can go and it can really benefit the people, it will be in a good way. I don't think so there is anything else negative about it. It's only thing that our approach should be foolproof rather than halfly done, and somewhere then we find ourselves lost.
yes, sir. Uh,
Yeah.
I'll uh, I'll take that into consideration. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
just think about it as far as the connectivity is concerned. That's the only thing that I can say.
Yes, sir, it's a good
Yes.
point. It's a fair point. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, anybody else? And definitely I want somebody else to come forward. Yagnesh, Sai Rani, Rachel, Pratik, Christy, Aaron. There are so many of you all. If I can just take names. Ved, yes, you can, please.
Basically, the thing is that I haven't decided what business I wanted to start with, but
Okay.
uh, but it will be an e-com website and where I will be selling things. And my main USP, like the main working and how I will get more customers, is like I will give one common example. So if you are a customer and if you order around 1 kg of laddu from my store, like from my e-com website, so what I will do is if I earn around 50 rupees from that from a 1 kg of the one kg of the order, what I will do, I will give uh, I will give something different like chuda of 25 rupees to that customer, saying, and the chances that next time when he's ordering, he will order laddu and chuda together. So like that, I want to grow my business. So
Okay. Ved,
so
if I may ask you, what is your target audience for this?
see, basically, sir, I wanted to start with fish, the dry fish, but the thing is that it is already there on Amazon and people are selling it. And there also now they started Meetup app and everything. So, uh, to me to start, it will need a lot of um, money for marketing and other things. So I wanted to start at where there is investment compared to others.
Okay. And what about the manpower resources?
Manpower resources are the thing is that I have farmhouse, so there are workers they are working, and even if I can hire two or three laborers who are there, they can work and they can take care of that.
Okay. Wait, see, the concept on whatever you're saying is good, it's promising, but try and understand the things that you and me are into. Like you're already into this, you're thinking that you will get into these kind of business, and I'm already into it. The most important factor in the process of what we are talking about comes the hygiene and quality because we are dealing with food.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might have a farmhouse, you might have the laborers and workers, but the quality control and hygiene will still be an issue. How do you look at it?
Um, so, uh, so, uh, so I passed out from Government Polytechnic Panjim, and they have food technology as one of the branch. So I can
Yes.
be in touch with one of my friends, and we can work upon it.
You are from Altino Polytechnic.
Yeah.
Have
Altino
you?
Polytechnic.
Okay. Can you tell? Can you just describe your canteen in Polytechnic?
Oh, so no, I don't want to describe it.
Okay. I think you got my point. Why I directly raised this issue about canteen and especially Government Polytechnic College Altino wala canteen is because I have been there. I have visited that place. So see what comes in mind. When you are into a food business, the first thing that you should and you can't compromise is the hygiene and the quality of the product you're supplying. It's not about what you're giving free and then you're expecting the customer to go for it because many a times what you start initially as an habit, it gets inculcated so much into the customers that once you stop it, there can be a withdrawal symptom from the ratio of the customers you're already having. They're saying he was giving till yesterday free chuda and now suddenly he has stopped. I will not order from him. You tend to somewhere put and inculcate that habit into the customers. When you can do this is when your product is so sure that come what may, your quality is good, the quantity is much more sufficient to what the price they are paying, and most importantly, how quickly and friendly approach is there as far as because many a times we treat the customers in such a way that till we have delivered the goods to them, that's it. Beyond that, we don't look into it. So, how are you going to get back to them to find out whether they have enjoyed the taste of what you have supplied? Whether they did do something else. Like I'll tell you my own case. When I supply the masalas, believe me, I go personally to their doorstep. It's not that I send somebody else. I go to their doorstep and I hand over the packets of masalas to them. As soon as I move out, within a fraction of say 1 minute or 2 minutes, I send them the recipes that they can actually use those masalas into a kind of a suggestion. It's not that the preconceived, like these are not the fixed recipes. I sent it to them. That makes their task a little easier, saying that, oh wow, we don't have to look out for recipe books. You have sent me. Thank you. And maybe after a couple of days, I just drop a small message asking, hope they have enjoyed, they had a good cooking experience. It's not to spam them or continuously bombard them with things. No. These are the three times I just get in touch with them. And that's how the customer rapport is built. In your case, you're trying to build a customer rapport by providing something free to them. But be rest assured, don't make an habit to this, because if the customers get into the habit and if you stop doing it, the chances are there that they might even stop ordering. So, have you looked at that aspect also?
Yeah, yeah, sir. I have looked up to that things also. And apart from that, sir, so you being from a media person, and me and my friend, I also like cars and bikes. So we started a downshift officials called as a review channel.
Oh
So the
wow, nice.
only issue in Goa is that we
Hmm.
have very limited sources. Like if you wanted to review like BMW or the Mercedes, like we have to go to Mumbai because there are launches and there are
True.
all those things. Either it happens in Mumbai, Bangalore, or Pune or Mahabaleshwar. Only the few brands like Royal Enfield they conduct in Goa. So
Right.
there is a little negative part of Goa if someone wanted to start from media, but we gain a very good base. Now we are working with Volkswagen and TVS AOG Apache Owners Group, and we are
Yes.
conducting them rides and other
Oh
events.
wow, wonderful, wonderful. That's very interesting, and I wish you and your friend all the very best in this venture as well. It's a very interesting concept. Just a small suggestion, if it's okay with you. What I'm saying is, I know that the market for this is very small here in Goa because, as you say, the availability of those kind of high-end cars and vehicles are not so much in use over here. Have you ever tried to give it a thought? Like in Mumbai, this is happening twice a year. They have these vintage car festivals.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay. In Goa also we have something near
yeah,
Miramar and Kampal side. I think they have it once a year or so. I
yeah.
think because of the pandemic
Once
they
a
have
year
not.
they have. And
Yeah.
so the cars from Hyderabad and all across the Goa, all across the country, they come to Goa. And apart from that, there are some Motosol event by TVS they conduct in Goa, and bike festival has been conducted at
Correct.
every year
So
at
what I suggest is instead of waiting for them, like instead of we waiting for the high-end cars to actually start pouring down in Goan markets and you get the chance to review it, just along with this, what you're pursuing now, you also go back and do a little bit of reviews of the Beatles or somebody who's having a Lambretta. You can actually review a Lambretta which is in a running condition, or you can just try to enhance your reach by getting onto these. So how to expand the reach, you can try it out in this man. This is just a one suggestion I can give you.
Thank you, sir, for your suggestion, and
Yes.
and I will really work on that.
Yes, yes, and do keep me posted and updated. At the end of the session, I'll share with you all my email ID as well, so you can drop me a mail whenever you're into something new and interesting. I'll be more than happy to come and see it, or at least
Yeah,
read it through
sure,
online.
sure, sir. Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Now, friends, I want somebody else also to now chip in and tell me. Ved has just touched upon a very interesting aspect when you're talking about business modules, business ventures. Topography plays a very important role. Where you are located, where your business is, how are you looking at it? What are the main difficulties you feel being in Goa that comes in front of you? Rather than if you had to be in any of the four metropolis, it wouldn't have been that. So, how different is it to do business in Goa, and how different is it from your perspective to do a business somewhere else? I want somebody else now to chip in. Maybe anybody like Wayne, Dhruv, Aaron, Sanika, Sridevi. Come on, you all are so many of you all. Please. This is a simple question because this question is very simple. How different is it to do a business in Goa than anywhere else? The plus and minuses both are accepted. You can tell me the positives of doing a business in Goa, and you can as well tell me the negatives.
Well, sir, to do in Goa, like the
Who is
infrastructure is
this? Hi,
really.
hi, hi,
Um,
Aaron. Yeah,
Hi, sir.
yes. Say.
So, like the infrastructure in Goa compared to the metropolitans is like on a lower level, and many of the Goan people they have the Susigad mindset, like so even that affects them.
Okay, okay. That's the attitude. Yes, the attitude and the approach to the lifestyle. Anyone else? Aaron, you're right. What you're saying, that is one of the elements. Anyone else? I'm happy Aaron came forward. So thank you, Aaron. Yes, come on. Now I have named Sanika, Clarita, Sridevi, Kapil. Any of these four
So,
should come in. Who is this? Clarita. Yes. Hi, Clarita.
Clarita, sir.
Hi.
So, you want to see the positives in the part, yeah, in Goa. It's you can always understand it's a developing state. We are seeing like so much change. So, I'm in the civil section, so like I
Wow.
can actually see the change, and it kind of gives me a lot of positive impact on the bridges being constructed. So, like there's so much change. So
Wow.
that's like a good part about the whole thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just before you end, Clarita, because you're in civil, your main
Mhm.
focus is on the bridges and the development that have taken
No,
place.
it's not like
Is
that.
that
Sir.
not
It's
right?
like it is like I can finally see things come into life. Like what you could see on
Yes.
paper, I can see
Yeah.
them come up, and I can see people benefiting from it. So it's like
True, true. That's true. Very nice. Thank you. So we have one negative, one positive. Now I want Kapil, Sridevi, Sanika. Three of y'all are there. One of y'all should come in now, quickly. Come on, the business ventures don't wait for this long. They quickly decide whom they want to go for. So come on, Sanika, Sridevi, Kapil. If y'all are in, one of y'all should come in quickly. Well, let's see who does that. Come on, quick. Unless now, should I decide who should come in first now? Sanika, can you come in? As I said, you need to interact because this is one of the first primary requirement of being an entrepreneur or a business oriented person. You need to interact. Whatever language, no barrier. Please come in. Whoever wants to join in now.
Good
Okay.
afternoon, sir.
I
I'm
yes, yes.
Yagnesh. So I
Yagnesh.
think the advantage which Goa has compared to other states is its reputation as a tourist destination. And every year we see the domestic record for tourists in India just keeps on breaking. Every year we have more and more tourists visiting our state. So this gives us a huge benefit to start something new which would attract the attention even further, as we already have a strong customer base in terms of tourism due to our beaches, our resorts, etc. And we could develop something further in the same path, I would say.
Do you have something in mind, Yagnesh?
No, sir. Right now, definitely not something.
No, because why I asked you is because see, you only have said that we have got every year the tourism sector is increasing, it's expanding, and we have already started taking in a lot of things as far as tourism industry is concerned. So, if anybody has any idea as far as business module is concerned and tourism is concerned, and you have to really think out of the box because we don't want to be repetitive, and we are not going to get wrap up the same gift and into different gift wrappers and try to present it. So you have to really think out of the box and something which will protect the ecology, protect the nature, and yet serve the tourism industry. So it has to go hand in hand. Enough of exploitation as far as in the name of beaches and pubs and discotheques and casinos, we have done enough of exploitation of the state. So I think somewhere we have to now also think of ecotourism, reaching out to those rural areas. My only focus is rural area because they need care and attention. They need revenue there as well. So if something collectively we could do in that and keeping the environment in mind, it would be great. I would appreciate Yagnesh if you can think on those lines in future.
Yeah, sir. Definitely. I would.
Which department are you from?
So I'm in computers.
Computers, wonderful. So please try and do something and think in those lines. Uh, yes, Ved has just said like yes, it has. We have got a lot of species, and in fact we have the Asia's biggest bird sanctuary, Dr. Salim Ali Bird Sanctuary is in Goa, which people don't try to promote that way, don't write much. So I think we should also try to promote ecotourism when it comes to it. Ivan, I think Ivan had raised a hand before. So are you there, Ivan?
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Yeah, I had the
Hi.
same point which Agnesh had just spoke just
Okay.
now, the
Hmm.
tourism and all. Yeah, so yeah,
Anything
I
else you
wanted.
want to add on? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I had a plan in my mind, and we can have a spa cafe where people get to, like, people want to take care about themselves, and they feel like they want to talk to someone. Like, we can have such kind of ideas, like where they get people to talk to them, and they get their own personal attention too. So this one idea I had in my mind.
You said it's a spa cafe. Can you just elaborate a little more on that? What exactly you have in mind?
Yeah, it is a cafe where you get to eat and where you get to chit chat, and it's also a spa where you get to take care of yourself. You get a um, personal person who will take care of you, what your needs and all, and you can even talk to them about your things, and which will be personal. It won't be like
Okay. And
shared.
okay, that's something a unique concept which you're talking about. Now, taking this discussion little ahead, how many of you all are into reading? How many of you all actually read other than your academics? Huh? Vedant, very good. Vedant, can you just come on right now?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Vedant. You
Hi,
are
sir.
into reading. What type of reading do you do normally, other than your academics? What
Uh,
genre?
so, so mostly I like on books like self-help books or fictional. It's not specifically sticking to any genre as such, but I like to explore many of the books.
Fantastic. And how does reading help you, if I may ask you?
So greatly, it helps me greatly, specifically talking about concentration, if we talk about, and various informative measures. Like, I learned a lot of stuff from books, various stuffs.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else who is also giving company to Vedant when it comes to reading? Don't worry, friends. I'm not diverting from being an entrepreneur or business. I'm still coming to that, but I want about something to hear from you all about reading also. Anybody else, or Vedant is the only person who reads? Ved, are you there? Ved or Vedant, and anybody else who reads? Ivan, what about you? Okay, Vedanta, where do you read? Where do you find your source? What is the source of your reading? Like online, or you go to the library?
Libraries, I've enrolled in many libraries, like the Panjim State one, the Navalim district here in MMC. There's one, so mostly from there.
Do you have your own personal collection at home as well of some books?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wonderful. Friends, the reason why I was insisting or kind of stressing upon this element of reading is, as Vedant rightly said, like it expands your horizon of thinking. It just expands the way you look at things. And there is nothing so great. It could be a good meditational tool as well when it comes to reading. It helps in focusing, your concentration levels go high, you learn new concepts and ideas. And when it comes to reading, I just don't know whether try, and especially Vedant, see if you can lay your hands on this book. If you can see this, this is by Prasun Joshi, Thinking Aloud. Okay. This is Reflections on Emerging India by Prasun Joshi, Thinking Aloud, and it is Rupa Publications book. This book will be available definitely in Central Library in Pension. Try to read this book. The reason why I'm telling this to you all is, Vedant, is because these kind of books also give lots of ideas, lots of concepts when it comes to business. not just business, but also how you will deal with the individuals that come across in your life, maybe your business partner, maybe your opponents, like kind of your like business rivals or whatever. How to go about, how do you think, how do you visualize things? And most importantly, it also tells you that whatever you all are into or whatever you all are going to do in life, it will have its impact, will definitely have its impact. Because today, if you are studying in an engineering college, you are in a classroom, you are answering your exam, you're doing it for a purpose. I'm coming back to where I had started this session on. Purpose is very, very important. Unless you have a purpose in your mind, nothing is fruitful. Because if you just want to attend this session for 1 hour without any purpose, it makes no sense. Because then, what are you deriving out of this 1 hour session makes lot of sense. Same thing will apply to your business modules also. Right now, if you go to see in a span of 48 minutes, what we have seen is you have tourism modules coming up, you have medical related concepts that are coming up. Anything that will anybody has in mind something to do for educational sector as well. Any business module. I'm not saying I wouldn't say a business module, but any kind of an impactful module, a module which can actually change the approach or outlook towards looking at the education, irrespective of which department you all are into, computers, any department. But anybody does has anybody got any thought process running as far as bringing in change into the educational sector? No one? I wish at least one person did, because you all are into currently into that sector. You all are still to go out and get into a business, be an entrepreneur. You all are in that process, but right now you all are into that educational sector, and I think please give a concern and a thought as well to this sector. If something that you all can come up with which can benefit the people by and large, which has always been every entrepreneur's purpose, not just to earn revenue, but also to make a difference in somebody else's lives. Think about the educational sector also. Okay. Now I leave this session completely open to you all for any interactive questions, any questions, queries, anything that you want to share, anything that you want to just share with me, tell me a kind of an incident or an experience, a personal experience of yours. Please feel free to use this 15 minutes that you have, or 10 minutes, I mean.
Sir, I have one question for you.
Yes, babe.
Yeah. As you might have seen your childhood days, you used to you was going at cinema hall and taking a tickets. Then it happens like cinema used to be of 3 hours. Now it became 2.5 hours, and now due to YouTube and things, now people are focusing on OTT platforms.
Right.
Uh, and same thing it happened with the news also. Like people they are making short video, 15 seconds video, 30 seconds video. So in more 10 years, will it happen that only the cr- only the people will look for the 15 seconds video, or like maximum 5 minutes video, or still there will be a live session, or still there will be a 2 hour 3 hour things will be going on?
Wonderful question. And thank you for asking this question. In fact, as I said, change is inevitable. But along with the change, some things always remain. It's like, when you think of 3 hours movie or 3 hours drama, or, you go and see a live performance on stage, or you watch a movie, the duration might change. I'm not saying that 10 years down the line it will remain 3 hours, because what will happen is somewhere we have started getting involved into those activities which has started taking away our time, which we would have otherwise given to that particular aspect of the 3 hours of leisure time. Now, if you're talking about how are we going to face this, or what is going to really happen in 10 years down the line, I don't know, but what I foresee from the changes that took place from the last 10 years to we are today, every individual has started to get preoccupied much more than what he and she was before. But the question is simple. I'm asking myself, if I'm so much preoccupied, at the end of the day, what have I derived? What have I actually achieved? So, saying all this, I think the platforms might change, the duration might alter, but theaters will remain. People going purchasing tickets and physically going across and sitting in a theater will definitely be there. Duration of the films will alter. The short films might change to even shorter versions, but I don't think we are going to get. People had said, oh, now we already have e-paper and digital PDF formats of newspapers, so there won't be any hard copies of the newspapers available anywhere. This prediction was done 15 years back, when actually a lot of internet boom started coming up and people started doing more on reading news online. But today, even today, the newspapers exist. And I think that is a good assurance for us that 10 years down the line, the theaters will also exist.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for asking this question. That is really a good question. Yes, somebody else now. Come on. Let's interact. Let's make use of 6 minutes. 6 minutes is quite a good time to know each other and interact. Come on. Unless you are bored by this session, I don't know. But
So I have
So
a question for
yes, Jagnesh, tell me.
so I have a question for you. So when you initially started your business, what was your focus more on, like to provide better services and to hold on to your existing customers, or to expand your existing customer base?
Okay, now I'll answer this question very honestly to you. When I started my business, or when I even went or thought of starting something like this, the first real uh, objective was survival, because I wanted to survive, because I wanted to create a difference, because I was not doing something or contributing something directly to the society and yet surviving myself. So first was a survival. Secondly was the 100% satisfaction in what you are doing. Unless you are satisfied in what you are doing, you will not be able to give 100% to the customers. Be very happy, be very content in whatever you do, whether it is small, big, out of the box, or even something which had been done in the past, but you're doing it all over again. Do it passionately, do it with full passion. It will take time, it will take a lot of efforts. It's not an easy task, but still you will make through. We all will make through one day, because we know that what we have started is based on our passion. And if it's based on your passion, you will never let it go. And then what happened was, as I started reaching out to people, and as I told you, I go personally and hand over the masala packets to my customers, and I go to their doorstep and I say, hi, this is so I'm so and so, this is it. It gives you a feel of actually being in touch with your customers than actually booking the orders online and sending somebody else to deliver. I'm not against Zomato, Swiggy, or something like this. That's a big, huge chain. They do a good job, good service. But for me, like a small timer who has just begun with this business, for me, my personal rapport with the customer matters a lot. So these are the elements which I take care of.
Yes, sir. Thank you for.
Well, yes, somebody else? Four
so
minutes. Yes. Hi, Royden.
so
Tell me.
about the education system thing, I actually had this thing in my mind like quite long back, because
Okay.
I've always been like a terrible student. So I don't know if I like created it as an excuse, or I have no clue as to why it's happened. My
You can join the
so
gang, because I wasn't a good student either. I was also a terrible student, if that is what the ratio of terrible is all about. But
okay,
still, go ahead.
okay. So then I was planning of like creating a program wherein like people indulge in more practical stuff than theoretical, and that I think is idea which is spreading very quickly. So I don't know really like what how to like go on with it, because I think you might have heard that even Elon Musk has done something like this for his
Right.
kids. So
Yes. So,
that's really what I was going
but
for.
think, right now I'm very happy, and you're thinking somebody at least among these bunch, we can look at you as the savior of the educational system in future. So think on those lines. Nothing is terrible. Even if you're saying that you're admitting you are a terrible student, that means you know how good you were. And when you know your own qualities, that means you have achieved 100% of your mindset. So go ahead with it. Do something. Seriously, which department are you from?
I'm from ETC.
ETC. So please, Royden, what I would appreciate and really looking forward from you is think in this direction and how you can actually make a difference when it comes to educational sector. Today we have just discussed this kind of a floating concept or a thought process which is there in your mind.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure in coming years it will definitely take some shape. But as soon as it does start taking shape, don't let it go. Push it
Yes, sir.
somewhere. Even if you're doing something else in your life later on, 4 or 5 years down the line, you're getting placed in a good company, you're working somewhere, doing something. If this is what has been in your mind today, please keep it somewhere because this is very important. This is important for you, for me, and also for the generations to come behind. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So please, I'm very
Us.
happy. Right? Yes, right. Tell me.
That was, I think, why I had created that was because I think every person learns differently. Like you can't
True.
really follow just the herd mentality, like just go to school. Because I enjoy watching videos like on YouTube, because I find it. Just hold on a minute, huh? Yeah, so I find that I can pick up pretty quick if that's the case. So I think the system should be more diversified as to how we
Absolutely.
learn. Yes,
Absolutely. Everybody has a different scale of adapting things, learning things, the
correct.
capabilities. Every human being is different and unique in itself. So we must respect that. And what's best nurtures the how every plant cannot be given the same manure. It needs a different manure to grow. So the same way the
Yes, sir.
humans also do that. Wonderful.
Yes,
This
sir.
please keep this thought with you throughout. Don't let it go anyway. It's a wonderful thought process. Thank you so much, Royden, for joining in.
It's
Anybody
okay.
else? Anybody else who wants to again come in? I think we just got 1 minute more.
So has social media helped you to grow your company?
Subodh, hi. Social media, yes, it has helped me to reach out to some because I have got my Facebook page and it has helped me through WhatsApp. I send my flyers across. It has helped me, but it has helped me to reach out to a larger audience, no doubt about it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So now I think we are almost there. It's almost three now, and I don't know whether I would just like to say that it was from my end. This is what I want to say is it was really wonderful interacting with you all. You all are definitely the young minds. Some of you I would have really appreciated if more students would have interacted, more students would have come forward because this was just an interaction where I also was learning so many things, so many concepts, so many thought process. It was a good time I had. I don't know about you all. You all can give your feedback to your ma'am. I don't know about it. And anybody who wants to still stay in touch or be connected or any way, you can take down my email ID. Uh, it is SUMEET NAIK 75. That is Sumeet Naik 75 at the rate gmail.com. This is my email ID. You can drop me a mail. Keep in touch.
Sir, I
Yes.
posted it on the
Yes. Thank you, Ved. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, from my side, this is the end of it. So if anybody has to say something, or ma'am, you can take over from here.
Thank you, Mr. Sumit. The students, would like to say something? Would you like to give a feedback? Can I have Ved then? Ved?
yeah. On behalf of my college, I extend vote of thanks to our speaker, Mr. Sumit Naik, who spent his precious time guiding us. Today, we got opportunity to have a word with entrepreneur and a person from media, um, a person from media, At last but not a least, I would like to thank Avila ma'am and E-Cell team for organizing this talk and my friends who attended the talk. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ved, and wishing you all the very best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ved. Thank you so much. Can we have one last photograph? Could everybody switch on their videos for 1 minute? Everyone switch on their videos, please, for a minute. Dhruv, Rachel, Matilda ma'am, Christy, Aniket, Reese, Sai, Nolan, Subodh. Quickly, quickly. Yes, Agnesh. Clarita, Aaron, Ivan, Nolan, Reese, come, Aniket, Sai. Okay, that's nice. Yes, we are done.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Have a nice day.
Yes, yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
everyone. Thank you.